lines, only shorter. I was a young actor. I was, I guess, about 20, and just went in, auditioned, didn't know what the heck it was. Apparently, PJ Souls, who's Linda, my girlfriend in the film, kicked me out. She claims that she's responsible for me doing this. Thank you, PJ, if it's true. But something, I read was given the script. I read it. I thought, okay, this is going to be really bad. It was my first thing, so I was really excited about it, terrified doing it, and that's it.
Well, I think I got Halloween 4 because as a kid I could cry really well and scream really well, and I wasn't a brat on set. And it came down to me and Melissa Joan Hart, who was Sabrina the Teenage Witch. So she picked them Jane Muir, and she went off to do fabulous TV series for many years and went to syndication. So she's doing just fine. and I'm no pity for her.
And what about Rob Zombie?
Rob's, I went, thank you, John. I had some issues with Halloween 6 and ended up not doing that. Ended up not doing Halloween 6 and then sort of let it go, and I was at a convention and somebody came up to me and said, oh, so I hear you're going to be playing Laurie Strode in the new Halloween remake. And I went, what new Halloween remake? You guys know far more than I ever do about any of this stuff. So thank you for all the information, keeping me up to date on Halloween. I said, wow, that would be super cool. Start writing to them and tell them that you want me to do it. That would be great. And I never thought I was right for Laurie, considering in real life I was about 12 years older than the girl who played Laurie. The role of Annie came up, and I thought, wow, that would be really fun. I could totally do Annie. So I sort of auditioned for it, because Rob didn't want anybody from any of the other Halloween series movies. I think everybody was trying to, hey Rob, how's it going? I know we've never met before, but I really would love to play a role. And so I talked to Dimension in New York and Dimension in California, and everybody working on it, and I just went and auditioned for it, signed in on the call sheet, and wrote down and auditioned for the role of Annie, and I went on tape. And Rob was like, all right. All right, I'm sure, let's use her. And then it was about a month of phone calls and trying to figure out whether or not it was going to happen and getting approval from Dimension. And then Rob called me pretty much and said, all right, you're the girl. And then I got the script 3 days later, and I was waiting to die in the car. And I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? And then I went, oh my God, I live. So then everybody making up to me, it was like, you're playing Annie, you die in the first act. I was like, don't be so sure. So I have no idea if I'm coming back, another maybe 2 more, so they say. So I've heard the same rumor, but no idea. You never know. I could die in the hospital, so I have no idea what could happen. We'll see. That's my story.
Well, I hope you do the next 2. Yeah. How many people know how I got the job? None of you? You've never been to my website? You want the long version, the short version. I don't want to do, too long to take the time. Okay, I met John and Deborah on Escape from New York, and through that, Halloween came up. They wanted me to come in as a stunt coordinator on that movie, but I had to go meet the director, Rick Rosenthal. So on the way to his office down the hallway, I found this mask laying on a desk in an empty office. So I put the mask on, I walked in the doorway, and I just stood there and stared at him. And he said, who are you? And I didn't answer. He said, who the hell are you? And I still didn't answer. And then a week later, I took the mask off. Hi, I'm Dick. I'm here for the job of so-and-so. We talked about the coordinator thing. I did that. As I was walking out with the mask in my hand, I turned around and I said, is there any reason I can't play this guy? And he said, I don't care. If Deborah doesn't care, Deborah Hill being the producer. I went to her and she said, I don't care if Rick doesn't care. So I was in. I had the job. That's how I got it. As short as I am, that's how I got it. So I went and bought boots and a lift, put inside those, which put me up to 6 feet. I bought the coveralls, and I inherited all that stuff in the movie. That's my story.
So why don't we open it up to questions? I'm sure you guys got some. Anybody? Nobody did. Well, thanks
Well,
for coming.
thank you.
My question's for Danielle.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, I know a lot of it seems like the newer horror movies that have come on the last 5, 6 years, especially the mainstream ones, especially Anna and Rob Zombies versus kind of the more old school stuff that kind of the 80s. It seems like there's been a newer trend for more guts and stuff and shock value, whereas stuff in the 80s, it kind of was more subtle, and I think that's what made it scarier. How would you compare the first Halloween to Rob Zombie?